Hey, it's Steve King here for CanadianBodybuildingRadio.com. And today I'm here with two-time North American light heavyweight champ Jody Wald from Edmonton, Alberta. Jody, how's it going today?
Good, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, it looks like doing a little warming up at the back here, and I think you're about 5 days out from the North Americans at this point. You just finished the Canadian Nationals, and you placed, was it third place there in the heavyweights?
Third place, yeah.
Yeah, and then you went on and got your revenge at the North Americans just a week later and became a two-time international champ. You totally redeemed yourself on that one. So why don't you just tell us about how you felt about your placing after the Canadas?
Well, Canada's was definitely a disappointment. You do your best to come in and you want to go for the top medal, but all in all, I think, I'd like to see more of recommendations to the competitors of exactly what they're looking for. Everybody does their homework. Everybody tries to be in the best condition they can. And dieting is hard for everybody. I don't care who you are, but everybody's got their ups and downs during dieting. And, those recommendations, to say, the judges are looking for something 20% softer, 30% harder, or less muscle, or more muscle, or this is the framework that they're looking for. I think would help the competitors quite a bit.
Right. So after your, the show finishes up Saturday night. So what sparked your decision to go ahead next week and compete at the North Americans?
Well, last year when I attempted the North Americans, it's a phenomenal show. The organization, first off of the show, is just top notch. You're not bombarded backstage by, speeches and a hot room that you're sitting there waiting for the weight classes to go through. You have 2 days to weigh in at your convenience. You've got a 2-hour window. If you are overweight, you can fix it. If you are underweight, you can fill. But you meet up for a meeting and the show goes on, and they're very organized backstage. I found the competitors a great attitude, great energy backstage, and I just wanted to return.
Right. And I guess the judges knew you after your win down there last year as well. So that's 2 times you won your class, but you're still an amateur competitor. You came. So, why don't you tell us about how it feels to get so close twice and then not have your dreams come true?
Well, I'll say it's disappointing. There's always room for improvement. I guess if the judges didn't see it this year, then they didn't think that I got the pro card. Obviously, I'm still an amateur, but like I said, there's always room for improvement, and it's just another year for improving.
Right, and I guess everything kind of happens for a reason, as they say. And I'm sure. Are you going to make the trip back next year? Are you going to do? First of all, are you going to do Canadian Nationals next year?
I'm going to bow out to Canadians. Again, like I said before, I'd like to see recommendations. I don't know what they're looking for. I find it to be an end stream. You're going off a waterfall going to Canadians. But for North Americans, along with that extra weight class being the light heavyweight, along with the heavyweight class, it really classifies where the girls are, and you're competing against the girls that same height, same weight, and it gives you a really good competition and a really good idea what they're looking for.
Right, it makes things kind of comparable when you're a shorter, more muscular person, and then you're up against somebody who's a foot taller, pretty much, and then it's kind of hard to compare two physiques like that. What is your plans from here to compete in the North Americans next year?
Absolutely, I'm going to return to the North Americans.
Get that card, eh?
Yeah, I'm going to go get that card.
So, let's see, third time's a charm, right?
Third time's a charm, yeah. Let's see what happens next year for sure.
Right on. And so a lot of people who don't know kind of your background, especially with this year, you had a lot of things going on in your life. Why don't you give us kind of like a brief description kind of how things went for you on your diet this year?
Well, starting with my diet, of course, Dave prepped me for the diet again, the no-carb keto diet, which I was familiar with last year. started the diet, and then about 5 weeks into the diet was May long weekend. I lost my mother. She passed away from cancer unexpectedly. It was liver cancer that took her life, and it went fairly quickly. And then business, of course, the recession and everything went downhill from there. And then I lost my best friend 6 days after his wedding, and it was sudden, absolutely tragic, and it was sudden, and I still, and we don't know what he died from, so I'm still waiting on a report back from that.
Right, and at what point from the show was this? I think you said it was just about a week out or something.
Yeah, his wedding was August 1st, and he died 6 days later, so it was about a week or two before show.
So did you kind of feel that you kind of dedicated your performance on stage this year to him?
I did do that. It was he definitely had a great attitude, and he said, embrace your fear. And that's one thing that I had to keep on the top of my mind, is embrace your fear. And he inspired me through the whole thing. Despite his death, he left a lasting impression on me.
Right, and I actually got to meet him. He was kind of helping us out with our website, and it was very unfortunate what happened, and my condolences to certainly you and all of his family out there. So let's look at what we're doing here in the training video. So you're 5 days out. You're between shows. It's kind of a weird place to be. You just finished one show. You eat your junk food that one night, and then you're back in the gym right away. So just kind of explain what you're doing today in this video.
Well, it looks like I'm doing kind of an all over. Am I doing back here? I think I'm doing back. No, I'm doing triceps.
Yeah, I think you. I think you are doing back. I think you're just kind of going for the whole upper body pump here.
I think I'm going. I think I'm going the upper body.
So nothing too heavy, too strenuous. You're just kind of moving weight around, getting the blood into the muscles. Is that basically what you're doing?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm getting the blood back in there and getting the water out, of course.
So how do you think did you improve your physique? Do you think from between the Canadas and the North Americans? Did you kind of fine tune it there for the second show?
I think the changes in altitude from flying this last year, I had problems pushing the water out, but I think I still brought a pretty good package to North Americans.
That reminds me, you also had some of the eggs at the buffet that your boyfriend Mike McLeod indulged in, and you caught a little bit of food poisoning too. Is that right?
Oh, I did too. That was so bad.
The cards are stacked against you everywhere, it seems.
Oh, I turned to Mike and I said, there's just no reprieve anywhere. We go down. We all went down for breakfast. Janine Lankowski, Mike, and myself. And Janine and Mike ate from the buffet, and I had eggs from the kitchen. And just overall, the eggs were just bad. And, of course, Mike, him having to fill on most of the calories, had most of the eggs. And it wasn't good for him afterwards.
Well, despite everything that happened to you this year, you face, of course, a lot of adversity, and it's a great story. It's pretty amazing that you even made it to the stage this year, and again captured your second North American title. It's quite an accomplishment. We're just getting near the end of the video here now. We got about 30 seconds or so left. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for your contest preparation and stuff this year?
Oh, I definitely like to thank Dave Palumbo from Species. He definitely kept me going. He gave me support. He knew what was going on in my life. And, of course, inspirational words from him and from Mike as well, just to keep going and to stay strong. Mike was always there for me.
Awesome. Well, good luck in the future, and we'll see you on stage next year.
Thanks, Steve.
You bet.